The influencer is charged. He's going to be charged with multiple counts, at least 2 counts of inciting a riot, unlawful assembly.
Twitch streamer Cenat facing multiple charges after a video game giveaway led thousands of people to overrun Union Square Park in Manhattan earlier today.
If you refuse to leave, you will be arrested for unlawful assembly.
The NYPD issuing a level 4 mobilization, the highest level. As many as 1,000 NYPD officers responding, some in riot gear, struggling to control the crowd.
I had thousands of kids out there. I needed thousands of parents out there, all right? But when it gets to the point where they're disorderly, we want the parents to come and take control and let us take a step back.
$100 gift cards all here.
Twitch streamer Cenat posting on the live streaming service and announcing to his 20 million social media followers he would be giving away PlayStation 5 gaming systems, gift cards, and more at Union Square. But instead, chaos ensued after the post went viral.
People have been throwing things at each other as well as at police in the street. So this has become a very dangerous situation.
Cenat seeing the police response and even briefly live streaming from inside the chaos as he was mobbed by fans. An SUV spotted speeding away with multiple people hanging on. The Twitch star possibly inside.
Oh, and then someone fell off.
You know, New York City is a crowded place. There's a lot of people. You never know what could happen. And today it just got completely out of control.
Fireworks set off in the crowd resulted in smoke and noise, but police say they did not fire any shots or use any flashbang devices. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Chill. Yo, they violated, bro. Why they do that to him? Yo, chill. Yo, chill. Chill. Yo, nah. Yo, chill.
Cenat, I believe he is the most sub to Twitch streamer at the very moment, and it would appear that he's gotten himself into a little bit of legal trouble at the moment. So, if you're wondering, how on God's green earth did Cenat manage to get himself in trouble, let's get right into it. So, Cenat was hosting a little bit of a giveaway, so to speak. He was giving away PS5s as a way to give back to his fans, and on stream he announced that he was going to go into New York and to host a gathering.
Alright, look my niggas and nigglets, okay? Right here, my nigga. Basically, right here, okay? Right here.
However, this devolved into complete and utter chaos, as you have already seen. I'm sure the amount of stuff that's been trending on it has shown that, but I'm just saying, I haven't got my chance to cover it yet, so now's my chance. Although I do have some plans that are going to have me rather busy lately, but that's not your business. Moving along. So during this meetup, so to speak, it turned out that a lot of people kind of went ape shit, to say the least. And I'm not saying this lightly. Woo! Well, if you're wondering what happened, let's see here. There was people, what was there? Some people were jumping on Guy's car when he's trying to give it away, and while the car was driving, people were falling off. Lots of people were like fighting and all this crazy stuff. You know, your usual riot madness. I mean, they made France look like it ain't a battlefield. It looked like a playground. And this is the type of playground that I definitely would want to go to. And hear me out on something, guys. Why would you want to fight this much over a PS5? I mean, I have one, don't get me wrong. It's pretty handy, but you're gonna go fight some people over a PS5? Are you serious? It's just a piece of plastic that's going to degrade over time eventually. Don't get me wrong, though. That Spider-Man 2, I pre-ordered that, and I am so ready to play. I mean, if you saw my previous reactions, you already know I'm ready. But my gosh. And on top of that, Final Fantasy 16 dropped. So, you know, I can see why you want to play those games so badly. Unless you guys are 2K players, then you guys are losers. Like, who buys 2K every year? It's the same game over and over again. Whoo! Now, moving along. So, with this being said, guys that actually didn't have a permit to do any of these events. Because usually when you have an event in like a venue, sometimes it's paid and all that, but there's also security, you have checkpoints, all that fun stuff. But when you just say you're going to meet in the middle of the street, it usually tends to devolve into some very, very large chaos. And so the question to me is really, who in their right mind said, why don't we host a get-together with fans and a giveaway in the middle of New York? And you are one of the biggest people on Twitch, if not the biggest. I find that move is insanely stupid. You're going to tell me that you couldn't take some precautions in that. Now, of course, I'm not going to put all the blame on him, but because there's always a few idiots that will take stuff too far, which is why you have to be cognizant of the whole picture. What in your right mind told you, yo, why don't we just go and do a giveaway with no security, no checking, none of that stuff? Because you guys have to realize that even at regular concerts and regular festivals, there's wacky stuff going on with security there. So you tell me what's going to happen when there's no regulations. People go wild. And especially for something like as hot as a PS5, of course people go nuts over it. Really quickly, I'm going to give an example on the small scale of when people will kind of like gather at like when you give our location. So this guy was being racist to his neighbor and went into this long rant, and it ended up turning out that he put out this stuff where he wanted to have people meet up at his house, and then little did he know, a bunch of people just pulled up in front of his house to protest him, and he all of a sudden started taking stuff back, saying, oh, I was drunk and this and that. So this goes to show you that regardless of who you are, especially when you are larger, people will come and gather because you have those people who are crazy enough to do some stunts. So I just want to show you that this is why we have to be especially mindful of when we go out and do events, especially as a bigger streamer. Anyways, carry on. Now, of course, I'm sure his intentions were very clear and noble and good. He wanted to give back to his fans, but when you give back to your fans, you also have to keep in mind that there's some nutcases in my audience that I have to realize that I cannot have nearby. Nope. Bad idea. And then, oh god, there's this one tweet I saw where it's talking about like keeping a black man down or something like that. And I'm just like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. It was just Kai being irresponsible. Ugh. Though I will say though, some stuff he was doing was he was checking out some of his fans that he could get to, and then he was seeing if they're okay. But at the end of the day, you announce on stream that you did this, and you got what you ended up kind of asking for. Though to me, the car jumping is crazy. Who said let's jump on a speeding car and just take off? That's nuts to me. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Now, as far as I'm concerned, he was arrested for a little bit, and then he ended up getting released after that. The police do plan to charge him with incites of rioting, but in my opinion, even if he gets charged, this will be like a slap on the wrist, because he has enough money, he has a whole team behind him that'll help him with this, so it really won't matter much. But I'm just saying that, especially when you get much bigger, you have to be aware of what you're working with. And if you know your fan base can get a little bit crazy, probably should be more mindful of that. Just because you don't want to end up, as far as we know, nobody died, but imagine people died in this. It would have been way, way uglier. But it just goes to show you, though, that a few idiots can really mess up an entire event. Which is why we have safety checks. Which is why we have security. Which is why closed venues are the way to go. Especially with meeting with fans. It's like the world's going to crash and burn one event at a time. But seriously, like, did anyone take this was a good idea? To me, it sounds like a disaster waiting to happen. Ooh. So, Kai, if you're gonna give back to your fans, you should give back in the most respectful and least chaotic way possible, regardless of intentions. They usually say the road to evil is packed with good intentions. I think so. Something along those lines. But yeah, guys, don't act like hooligans. Act accordingly, and make sure you keep yourselves safe. Still, I'm never getting over the fact that this man said, let's go to New York. Worst place on the planet. I'm going to shut this down. I don't have much else to say on it. I just was going to cover this really, really quickly. So, if you like this little quick rant or quick observation, make sure to follow my socials in the description down below. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Ciao for now.